Hello everyone, welcome to your weekend reading. For the weekend, I'm using the Crystal Tarot and I'm going to pull 6 cards. Okay, so let me go ahead and shuffle and see what we have going on for the weekend. Okay, so I'm going to cut the deck and I'm going to take the first 6 cards from the top. Okay, so the first card is Queen of Cups. Knight of Cups, which we have already had this week. Judgment. Ten of Wands. The World, again. Okay, and the Emperor. Okay, so interesting. Give me a moment to look this over and tie everything together. Okay, so I see that in this reading we have 3 major arcanas. We have Judgment, we have the World, and we have the Emperor. So these are energies that we can't ignore. We have to kind of look at these things even if we don't want to. We have to realize that it's time to make a comeback. If you've kind of taken a step back from something in your life, perhaps romance, because that's what we have going on over here, it's time for you to try again. It's also a time of endings. You know, we've already had the World this week, and we have the Emperor, which I think, because I've done a few readings, I think we've also had the Emperor this week. Okay, so we start off the reading with the Queen of Cups. So this is very loving and nurturing energy. So I feel like you have to be very open-hearted. You literally have to be listening to what your heart is telling you. I mean, this card is right next to the Knight of Cups, which we have already had this week. So I feel like you're being, your heart is like kind of whispering something to you right now. You're being guided in a certain direction. This also is a card of intuition. When the Queen of Cups comes up, it means that your intuition is spot on. You're being guided towards possibly someone here, and you have to kind of listen. You're being guided to take action on something. Knight of Cups, again. Like I said, this is, the Knights represent change, and this is change in your emotional life, your love life. This is something being offered to you. Like I said, like a relationship, a marriage proposal, or a date. This is a knight in shining armor coming to you. I do feel like you have to be open-hearted. You have to forget about the past. Possibly if you're thinking about relationships that did not work out in the past, you feel like you're not too open to dating again. You're done. You're bored. They're saying keep an open mind and an open heart and listen to your intuition as far as where you're guided to or who you are guided to. Who are you drawn to? The Judgment card is here to say that you may have given up in the past. Since we're talking about kind of love up here, you may have given up on love. We have these people kind of coming out of their coffins and coming up to this angel. So you may have thrown in the towel when it comes to love and romance because things did not work out. And again, this is your second chance to be happy. I feel like there's someone out there who is your knight in shining armor. for women, for men. I don't want to discriminate against male viewers. There could be a woman out there who is the perfect partner for you, but you're not going to find him or her if you don't try again. That's what the judgment card is telling you. It's also about the decision you have to make to get back in there. 10 of Wands, which means that you're overburdened. You may be overworked. There may just a lot of things kind of weighing you down. And I feel like some of you may feel like you don't have time to deal with all this. Maybe you don't have time to deal with your love life. You have other things that are kind of front and center. But again, I mean, it's next to the World. So they're saying the old way of life, like it's over. It's done. It's time for a new beginning. Things are going to end. Not in a negative way. The old way of life is going to end because you're coming into a completely new phase in your life. Since we're talking about love over here, I feel like, you may be done as a single person. You've already completed that cycle of your life, and now it's time to enjoy life as a married person or a person in a committed relationship. This is an ending and a new beginning. But I feel like some of you may not be in that mentality because you may feel overburdened by a lot of things in your life. Or I'm also getting that some of you may just kind of feel overburdened when it comes to new beginnings. You may feel like I've tried to start over, the judgment card. I've tried to start over, but it never works out. You may feel like you don't have the energy to keep moving forward, to pursue this new beginning. But still, I feel like even if you're not ready, the World is a major arcana. It doesn't matter if you're not ready. It's still time for endings and new beginnings. The Emperor is here. They're suggesting that you really that you have to feel in control of your life. If you feel like your life is like completely out of your hands and you maybe feel like it's in God's hands, which it isn't. Some things are fated, but most of the time you're creating your own destiny. You have to feel that your life is in your hands. If you feel like your life is in the hands of your ex-husband, your ex-girlfriend, and someone that, from the past, then it's going to be hard to take in these changes here. This, second chance at happiness. This proposal here, whatever this proposal represents from the Knight of Cups, to really take advantage of this ending and this new beginning from the World, you have to feel that your life is in control. I feel like you need stability. This may also just kind of represent someone in your life. We did have, I'm being reminded that we had the Three of Wands, and it was called Partnerships and Alliances from the Psychic Tarot. This may be someone that kind of helps you, someone who's very stable, someone who has a really solid foundation, maybe financially well off, who helps you when things kind of come to an end. So they're saying there's no reason to kind of stay stuck in this energy. I feel like I already said that this week. Even though you may feel overburdened with everything going on and you may feel like you don't want to try again, it's still time of endings and new beginnings. Okay, everyone, this has been your weekend reading. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you next with a weekly reading.